What's up, guys? Jeff and Alyssa here. First of all, we did not match on purpose. We didn't notice that until we were about to start recording, and
he has a pocket down here.
That's true. So we're a little not matching.
Yeah.
She's plain black. I got a pocket square. Anyways, what we wanted to talk about today.
Besties.
What we want to talk about today is the two greatest words I think you can say in any relationship, and that is "I'm sorry." Now, Lord knows I've said that way more than she has in this relationship, which that's how it should be. I'm sorry are two of the greatest words you can ever say, but also there's a way to do that. And what I mean is there's a proper way and a not proper way to apologize and kind of repent and reconcile in a relationship. And that's what we want to talk about, because we've seen in our own marriage, well, dating also before that, and then our marriage, that being able to apologize well actually is almost kind of the baseline or the foundation of a good relationship. Because if you're going to last for the long haul in a marriage, I mean, we're talking 40, 50, 60 years, you need to know how to apologize well, because you're probably going to be doing it about every 5 seconds for those 60 years. And a lot of strains we see on relationships, whether dating, seriously engaged, or married, is a lot of times they don't know how to reconcile well, meaning a small thing turns into a big thing because of bitterness or because they didn't know how to address it. First thing that I wanted to mention is I think you have to, here's what I'm trying to say. If your pride is more important than the relationship, then the relationship probably won't last or won't go well. And what I mean by that is a lot of times pride can get in the way of apologizing or repenting. And I know for me, the way that that happens is if both of us are wrong in a situation, which usually it's always like that. It's usually not just one person who's totally 100% wrong. Usually it's maybe like 80-20, 90-10.
80-20.
Yeah, you know, 80-20. But if you're the person who is less wrong, if that makes sense, a lot of times you can kind of wait with your arms folded and say, well, they were wrong more, or they said something that was worse or whatever, so they need to apologize first. But if a relationship is going into it with someone, both sides agreeing to the fact that no matter who's wrong the most or whatever, even if you're wrong for 1%, apologize for that 1%. And I know in our relationship, we've seen that transform our relationship, because if one person is maybe starting to harden or get a little bitter in those, you know, those couple minutes after an argument or something, if one person is willing to just lay down and say, you know, I messed up, I'm sorry, it kind of almost diffuses the whole situation. And then the other person says, I was an idiot too, I'm sorry, right? And so be okay with your pride being less important than the relationship, because that's usually all it is.
Because it's about winning the person, not the argument.
Exactly, and you learn that very quickly in a relationship, that if you're about winning the argument and you're about your pride and you're about getting your facts right, you shouldn't be in a relationship, because it ain't gonna end well. One thing I would say is Alyssa also has a lot of good stuff to say on that, because there's also a right way and a wrong way to say I'm sorry, and there's a right way and a wrong way to receive that as well.
Yeah, I think in our culture we're not really taught how to ask for forgiveness or how to say sorry. We're taught how to say sorry, but then we don't really know
why
or how to go about that. And I know that when someone says sorry to me, it kind of falls flat. There's not much meaning to it. I'm like, well, what are you sorry for? What are you, are you asking for forgiveness? Are you not? And so when you are in the wrong and you come and ask for forgiveness, actually say those words. Say, hey, I'm so sorry that I blank, 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 that I hurt you, that I said these specific words that, you know, whatever. Will you forgive me? And I think there's so much power in those words, will you forgive me? And then it makes the other person actually be forced to say yes, I forgive you. And I think as the person who is accepting the forgiveness, to not say it's okay, but say yeah, you're right, that did really hurt me. Actually owning it and putting saying it for what it was, and be like, but I forgive you. And I think there's so much peace and rest then for the other person to be like, wow, they forgive me. Instead of it's okay, no, let's just move on. Yeah, so Alyssa does both of those really well. Well, first of all, there'll be so basically what we're saying is be specific. Don't be general in your apology, because there's something about being specific that actually is what brings the healing nature of an apology. And so say, I'm sorry for this, for these words. First of all, it kind of lets you realize the severity, because if you just kind of generally say I'm sorry, it kind of just doesn't, like you said, it falls flat. So Alyssa sometimes, I'll say I'm sorry, and she'll say, for what? Because she wants me to, she doesn't say it like that, but she wants me to say it. And I think that's really helpful, because then when I explain what I'm sorry for, then she'll be like, well, that's actually a terrible apology, you know, or oh, I'm really thankful that that's what you're sorry for, if that makes sense. And then secondly, the second thing she said about also forgiveness, I'm bad at that, where I think both of us actually are our personalities, where we like to put it under the rug. So if someone says I'm sorry to us, we say, oh no, it's okay, or don't worry about it, or whatever. When we've really trained or tried to train ourselves, we just don't say that anymore. Like when someone's saying I'm sorry, let them finish,
Let them say it, let them get it all out, and then don't try to minimize it. Say, you know, that did hurt me, but I really appreciate that. In this moment, we're canceling it, it's done, we're moving on, I forgive you. Yeah. So just being specific on both the apology and the forgiveness side. And there's a tension there because there's some times that I say sorry to her over and over again for the same thing. And that gets a little hard and annoying to me because I'm like, man, I wish I had fixed this by now. I wish I would stop saying sorry for this. But there's also a grace in those repetitive ones where she continually says, like, it's the slow growth. And maybe it's that 100th forgiveness on the same thing that finally breaks the camel's back and it goes away and it stops happening or whatever. So sometimes you have to be in it for the long haul. I'm not talking about some really huge, big things, right? Like if there's some situation.
This is all in the context of a healthy relationship.
Yeah, healthy relationship. There's some stuff in relationship where it, like, whether it's, you know, abuse or emotional, verbal abuse or whatever, like if he's saying I'm sorry or whatever, you need to leave. It's not like you don't, you might need to forgive him in your heart so that you can actually have a pure, so it doesn't muddy your relationship with the Lord, because of bitterness can eat that. But at the same time, if that's not a healthy situation, you need to get out. So sometimes make sure you're not enabling. And we're talking about healthy relationship, not unhealthy relationship. So I hope you hear us say that. So that's all we got, guys. We love you guys so much. We hope this was important. We hope you guys start to apologize well, repent well, forgive well. I know we are on that journey as well, and we've seen a huge transformation with it. So that's all we got. All right, peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. No, Alyssa did not pull a magic trick. She had to go watch our baby Cannon, but I wanted to tell you about something that's incredible. Now, if you are in college, going to college, are older and want to take college classes, you need to hear this. Easily one of my favorite sponsors on this channel, and that is Lumerit's Unbound program. Now, if you don't know who they are, what they do, they're an incredible program that helps you graduate from the college you want to go to, but like from an insanely cheap way than what it would cost to normally go to that college. Here's what you do. You pick the college that you want to graduate from, and then they allow you to take classes from that place and find the cheapest way to do it, usually for about $4,000 or less per year, which is absurd. My college education as a private institution was almost 10 times that per year. So hashtag I'm kind of jealous that I didn't know about this program back then. And here's the best part. If you're anything like me, you like to travel and move around and don't want to be in a classroom 5 days a week, so you can take these classes from anywhere in the world as long as you have internet. It's free to just talk to them and see if it's something you're interested in. So go to getunbound.org/Jeff. I'll put a link down there in the description to basically see how many thousands of dollars they can save you with the Lumerit Unbound program. Now here's the fun part, that you email them, they will email you with a specialized quote and information on basically how you can get college incredibly cheap for where you want to go. So again, hashtag jealous, check them out down in the description. They are incredible. Getunbound.org/Jeff. Check it out. Talk to you guys later. Peace.